We're back with Ryan Dodson from Liberty Tax Services, Kevin Robinson from Robinson Tax and Accounting Services. We're talking all things taxes. All right, Ryan, this person says, how do you report money from the selling of inherited property?
Oh, so, when folks inherit property, they're one of my favorite clients to have because how do they report it? Well, it kind of depends upon what the property is that they sold, right? So if they inherited cash, there's nothing really just to claim on your taxes there. But if they inherited any other type of property, whether it was stocks or I find more common a house. I inherited a house from my parents, and they turn around and they sell it. And that, yeah, you do have to report that transaction on your tax return, but a lot of the times it's not a taxable. It ends up being a very small gain or a very small loss, and it doesn't have the huge tax impact that you would otherwise think because you inherited a $100,000 house, you have to pay taxes on $100,000. That's not the case.
Okay.
I won't get into too much details, but
right.
Get your professional on those.
Okay. All right, Kevin, this person says, I'm separated from my spouse, but not legally divorced as of yet. We have filed together in the past. How do we file now?
Well, typically until they're legally divorced, they're legally married. So basically they would need to file jointly or separately. And in more cases than often than not, it would be better if they can file jointly to take advantage of the double standard deduction. And then if they say they get legally divorced in 2023 this year and they're filing a year from now, then unless they're remarried, then they would file single. Then unless children are involved, then that's would be head of households.
Okay, so you're still filing married separately or married jointly
Yes.
because the divorce is not final yet because the year beforehand you were actually married.
Right. Whatever their final status at December 31st. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Ryan, this person says, if you're on Medicare and 65, do you have to file taxes?
Well, there's a wonderful, complicated, formula that the IRS has if you're earning, say, Social Security. And so if you're on Medicare, it does not have any impact on your taxes or anything else like that. What matters is what your income is and the source of that income at the end of the day. Most folks from 65, they're going to be drawing Social Security. Now, is that taxable or not? Well, it depends. Wonderful little formula. You take half of your Social Security, you take about all of your other income, and if it totals up to more than $30,000, there's a certain percentage that becomes taxable at that. Sounds great. Yeah, but it's a whole ball of fun. So it really depends at the end of the day.
And there's no age where you age out of paying taxes.
No,
Yes.
My grandfather was 96 years old and he paid taxes till that day.
Okay. All right, Kevin, this person says, I was a resident of Virginia, moved to North Carolina in July. Do I file state taxes in Virginia and North Carolina or just one state?
Well, he's a resident in 2 states, Tanya, so he would file a partial year in Virginia and then in North Carolina, and then basically that income would be prorated between the states. It may all be Virginia, or he may have earned some income in North Carolina, so he would have to file 2 state returns partial year for each year.
Interesting. All right. Ryan, this person, we've got about a minute. My daughter's in college. I pay her tuition, but I don't claim her on my taxes. Can I use her tuition cost on my taxes?
To claim her to get tuition on your taxes, you need to claim her as a dependent on your tax return. And look, if she's under 24 and she's in school, I mean, there really better be a really good reason as to why you're not claiming that child on your tax return. So I have 2 in college myself. You better believe I claim both of those kids on my tax return.
Right. You don't get the child tax credit because they're over 18, but you can get the dependent credit. Is that right?
Correct. You get the other dependent credit, but what's more important is the American Opportunities Tax Credit for the education expenses.
Ah, there you go. Okay. All right. Thank you both for your time and your wisdom as well. Hey, if you have any of the questions that you wanted answered, we have them for you. It will be in the Who Wants to Know section, so you can watch this again.